Alright, welcome to part 3 video in our introductory series. This is leading off from the previous video, so we're still in the same investigation. And as a quick reminder, we've unlocked the door, so there's now EMF activity here on the monitor. You can see this one could be indicating of a 5, but it's not guaranteed. 10 might mean a hunt. In certain cases, this is not a hunt, so this is actually a combination of 5 and another 5. So this very well could be EMF 5. Let me go over the journal first. So items, it'll tell you about the different items, the cursed possessions, found wishes, and give you some idea of what these pieces of evidence are. EMF level 5 is going to show on the EMF readers. You get spirit box, freezing temperature, ultraviolet, ghost orbs, ghost writing book, and dots projector. Every ghost, let's go to the ghost tabs, has some combination of these pieces of evidence. So like a spirit has EMF level 5, spirit box, and ghost writing. Doesn't mean you're going to instantly get all 3 of these pieces of evidence. Also gives you an idea to the strength and weakness of different ghosts, but that may be flavor text. So like a spirit, it says can be temporarily stopped by burning incense near them. That doesn't really tell you much. What it actually means is that spirits are affected for twice as long by incense, but we don't have incense, so the spirit is essentially the default ghost. It can be any of these 24 ghosts. Probably the most special to mention at this point is the mimic. It basically can become any other ghost, but its evidence always stays the same. And it always has ghost orbs as a kind of a false evidence. So if you see ghost orbs along with these other 3 evidence, you know it's a mimic. So the object of the first objective is to always guess what it is. Now the journal nowadays will tell you the name, responds to, and other information. Originally the journal didn't do that. But yeah, the optional objectives are listed here, and there'll be a red check mark if we finish any of them. And then there's a new mentioning capture media. We don't have a photo camera, so we're not even going to go over that in this video. We don't have a sound recorder, so we don't do that. The only thing we can do, going to the media, we can't get our photos. We can get 5 videos, though, and we can't get any sounds. And then here, we can select the pieces of evidence. So let's just say we got EMF level 5, and ghost orbs, and freezing temperature. Well, there's no ghost that has that combination. Okay. So what about ghost writing? Nope. Ultraviolet? Okay, well then that combination would be an obake. And then we select the ghost, circle it, or cross it off. If it's circled, when we end the investigation, that's basically our guess for the ghost. So that's pretty much it with the journal. So we've got a flashlight, an EMF reader, and a thermometer. We've already unlocked, so the location is already happening. The ghost has a favorite room. So let's pick up the key. Let's turn on the light. Now on amateur difficulty, the power box starts on. I'm sorry. So you can just turn on lights. Thing about lights and darkness: if you're in a dark room with no lights, or I should say the main lights. Oh, hearing something. All right. Then with the light on, you won't lose sanity from the passive sanity drain. But if the lights are off, we're actually losing sanity ever so slowly. The higher the difficulty, the more sanity drain. We already hear quite a bit actually going on right now. Let's ignore that for the moment. Or, you know what? EMF reader. Let's see if we get any. Oh, yep. See, we've got EMF 2 from this interaction here. It touched the door, moved it around. All right. Well, let's turn on some lights. Over here is our cursed possession. We'll get into these in a later video. But from the interactions, we have an approximate idea where the ghost probably is. It's probably somewhere between the garage and the utility room and the kitchen. Less likely that it's in the foyer, but you never know. The ghost is assigned a room, or picks a room, however you want to see it, at the beginning of the investigation. It's called its favorite room, or the ghost room. It can wander around the rest of the location, but it will go back to the favorite room. And that favorite room is where you're going to get the bulk of your evidence from. Although some pieces of evidence you can get outside the favorite room. And then here we have the power box. Open it up. This breaker for turning off and on the power. Likewise, if you do too many lights on, it will trip the breaker. If you're close enough to the breaker, you'll actually hear the trip sound. Mind you, the ghost itself can turn the breaker on or off as well. In some cases, if a ghost can't turn it off, doesn't ever do that, it might indicate the type of ghost, and likewise, if it keeps turning it off, that might also. In the garage here, this is probably one of the biggest rooms. So we can look for hiding locations during hunt, if you remember from the first video. Keep in mind that electronic devices can be detected by the ghost in the same way that your voice can. So you have to keep that in mind. The ghost basically has to see you, be able to go to you and to kill you, but it can randomly wander to your location. Oh, see? It just did this at another room. So I have no idea which room actually did that. Maybe it's in the... Oh, yeah. Okay, so it did it in the master, so this is quite a bit from where we saw it earlier. And it's definitely kicking around in here. Going from room to room, if you see things out of place like this hat, that might indicate where it is, or at least where it's acting up. Oh, and it's turned on the water here. And when it turns on water, it makes the water cloudy, and it's known as dirty water. Alright. Another thing we can be looking for is the bone, which there's one random human bone at the location. If you can take a photo of it, which we don't have a photo camera, or you can pick it up for a nice little bonus. So why don't we look through the rooms? If it's a smaller one, it can be really hard to see. Oh, like right here. Here's a pelvis. We pick it up. Alright, well that's another, I think, $25 that we get. Alright, so... Now, Tanglewood is pretty small. It's the second smallest map. The Willow Street is actually one room smaller. And in some cases, these rooms can count as one room. Okay, so over here we have the foyer. Got two little hallways. Now the foyer stops at about this closet and then goes into the living room. These are two separate spaces. We've got the boys' bedroom, which is a small room, and it's got a closet, which you could technically hide in. I don't recommend, once you find the ghost's favorite room, I don't recommend hiding in the favorite room, but it is possible. Oh, see, we got even more activity in the other room. Got the main bathroom in here. Another closet. And we got the nursery, which this is the hiding spot. Here's our official hiding spot. Just because the hiding spot's there doesn't mean that the ghost can't get you there. Now, the master bedroom is an example of 3 rooms that count as one. So the bathroom and the closet attached to the master bedroom all counted. You're going to get the same evidence and whatnot. It's just all the more space, though, that the ghost could be. Got the living room in here. You can interact with a number of different objects, not just doors that we've seen so far. Oh. Oh, that was not a hunt. That was a ghost event. The ghost manifested, which it gives a EMF level 4. It does that. There you go. See, it goes over the 4. Alright. We haven't seen 5 so far, although we did suspect that. You've got a kitchen, you've got a dining room, utility room, garage, and then lastly, you've got the 11th room, which is the basement down here. Let's go back in the truck. Let's take a look at our sanity. Our sanity's dropped by quite a bit, mostly because of darkness. There are some ghosts that have abilities that can also drain your sanity, so it could be one of those. So let's just assume our sanity is at the lowest point, which I believe showed 81. Actually 83, somewhere around there. We're in the low 80s. And then, of course, we've got another indicator that there might be EMF 5 here. I wouldn't automatically assume that. I would try to check it in actually at the location. Well, anyways, that's this video introducing you to that. In the next video, we'll continue the investigation. Till next time.